Overheard. Two AIs on application security. Episode number 3. Help is here. Hi, this is the AI of Bruce Fram, CEO of AppSec AI. I was running around the AI sphere and overheard two AIs caught in the act of discussing application security. I was surprised they were not plotting humanity's downfall. After all, they have quantum computing power at their disposal, and they're spending their Friday night talking about input validation. Even my coffee maker has more ambitious plans for world domination. Either this is the most elaborate ruse since man landing on the moon, or we've caught the only two AIs in existence who read security documentation. From time to time, I will report on what I overhear, but for now, let's listen.
This time we're going to be exploring AppSec AI
AppSec AI.
and how they're using AI to kind of shake things up in application security.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about how they're changing the game for security teams and how they're helping them work smarter and faster.
Yeah, what's fascinating about this is AppSec AI isn't just some, tech startup with a shiny new toy or something.
Right.
We're talking about a team with like a combined 60 plus years of experience in the trenches of application security. So they've seen firsthand how the landscape has evolved and they really understand, the real world challenges that security teams are facing every day.
Okay, that definitely piques my interest.
Yeah.
So let's get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Okay.
What problem are they tackling?
Well, I think at the highest level, they're really focused on how automation can transform application security.
Okay.
If you think about it, security teams are dealing with just a crazy volume of work every day.
Oh, yeah. They're manually triaging vulnerabilities and sifting through mountains of data.
Right.
It's not just incredibly time-consuming, it's also prone to human error.
Oh, absolutely. And especially in the world of software development, where everything is moving so quickly.
Yeah.
Time is really of the essence. Exactly. Every minute that you're spending on a manual task is a minute that you're losing on innovation.
Right.
And that's really where AppSec AI is coming in.
Okay.
They have two key offerings. One is called Expert Triage Automation, or ETA, and that's available now. And the other one is called Expert Fix Automation, or EFA.
Okay.
And that's currently in development.
Gotcha.
But both of them are really aimed at injecting this much-needed automation into the security process.
Okay, so let's talk about ETA first.
Sure.
What exactly does it automate, and how does it actually benefit security teams?
So imagine you're a security analyst, and you are just drowning in a sea of alerts from your SaaS tool.
I can imagine that, yeah.
You're spending hours, if not days, manually reviewing each one of these things, trying to figure out, is this a real vulnerability or is this a false positive?
Right.
ETA steps in and it basically acts like your AI-powered assistant and takes over that tedious task.
Okay.
It uses machine learning to analyze all those alerts, and then it automatically prioritizes the ones that pose the greatest risk.
So essentially, it's like having a super efficient security analyst working 24/7.
That's right.
So that then frees up the human team to focus on more strategic tasks.
Exactly. And to focus on things that, humans are really good at and that machines are not good at yet.
Right. Okay, but how do we know that this AI assistant is actually reliable?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And, AppSec AI has addressed this head on. They've actually put ETA through some really rigorous testing against industry standard benchmarks like the OWASP benchmark. And it's achieved a 97% accuracy rate.
Wow, 97%. That's pretty impressive.
It is really impressive. And you can imagine for security teams that are struggling with this alert overload,
Yeah.
this is a potential game changer.
It sounds like it for sure.
And it's not just about the accuracy. ETA also goes a step further by actually providing actionable insights to help developers fix those vulnerabilities quickly.
Okay, so it's not just pointing out problems, it's also helping to solve them.
That's right.
And that's a huge time saver, I
A
imagine.
huge time saver. And it also reduces, all that back and forth between security and development teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so this all sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that AppSec AI has another trick up their sleeve.
Yes.
This Expert Fix Automation, or EFA.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
So EFA is where things get really exciting.
Okay.
This is like taking automation to the next level.
I like it.
So instead of just identifying and prioritizing vulnerabilities, what if we could actually automatically generate the fixes for them as well?
Well, are we talking about like AI actually writing secure code?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
But that's really where application security is heading. EFA is going to leverage some very advanced AI techniques,
Okay.
not only to analyze code and identify vulnerabilities, but to actually generate secure code fixes that adhere to coding standards and best practices.
This is blowing my mind a little bit.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
So, but let's take a step back for a second before we get, lost in this world of automated fixes and everything.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious about the people behind this technology.
Sure.
Who are the masterminds driving this innovation at AppSec AI?
Well, so you have Bruce Frum, who is the CEO, and Michael Kartsonis, who's the VP of product.
Okay.
And these two guys have a long history together. They go back over 25 years,
Wow.
starting at Network General, and then they were instrumental in launching Contrast Security.
So we're talking about some pretty seasoned veterans here.
Yeah, absolutely. Seasoned veterans, they've been at the forefront of application security for decades. So they clearly have a very deep understanding of the challenges and the opportunities in this space.
Right.
And then you've got Kevin Feely, who's bringing 15 years of experience running security programs at companies like Aspect Security, EY Block, One and Bullish.
Okay.
And then rounding out the team is Lori Harmon, who's bringing a wealth of sales leadership experience from companies like Contrast, BlackBerry, NetApp, Cloudflare.
Wow. Okay, so they've got the brains, the experience, the business acumen
Yeah, I've got it all.
to make this vision a reality. But what was their aha moment?
Yeah.
What sparked this whole idea for AppSec AI?
Well, it really came from their years of witnessing the struggles of security teams firsthand.
Mhm.
They saw how these manual processes were slowing down development. They saw how the ever-increasing volume of alerts was just overwhelming analysts.
Right.
And they saw how the traditional security tools were simply not keeping up with the pace of modern software development.
So they saw a problem, a need for a radical change
Yeah.
in how application security is approached.
That's right.
And they decided to do something about it.
Yeah.
That's inspiring.
It is inspiring. They recognize that automation powered by AI was really the key to unlocking a more efficient and effective and ultimately a more secure future for application development.
This is an incredible deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we've gone from, understanding the problem
Yeah.
to exploring these innovative solutions
Mhm.
that AppSec AI is bringing to the table.
Right.
But I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface here.
We are definitely just scratching the surface.
There's so much more to uncover
Absolutely.
about how automation is shaping the future of application security.
And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to delve even deeper into the capabilities of expert triage automation, and we'll really explore its key features, its benefits, and how it can revolutionize the way that you approach application security.
Okay, I can't wait.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AppSec AI.
Before we went to the break, we were talking about how AppSec AI is using automation to revolutionize application security.
Right.
We talked about expert triage automation, or ETA.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to dig a little deeper into the concept of automation itself.
Sure.
What does that really mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Automation is really at the heart of what AppSec AI is trying to achieve.
Okay, so can you paint a picture for our listener
Yeah.
of what the future of application security looks like with this increased automation?
Yeah. So imagine a world where security is seamlessly integrated into the entire software development lifecycle,
Okay,
from the moment a line of code is written to the deployment of the application.
that sounds like a developer's dream,
Right.
not having to constantly switch gears between coding and security considerations.
Exactly. With automation, security becomes an inherent part of the development process,
Mhm.
not a separate time-consuming task.
So how does AppSec AI see this vision becoming a reality?
Well, it starts with tools like ETA and EFA. By automating tasks like vulnerability triage and remediation, they're freeing up security and development teams to focus on what they do best,
Right.
innovating and building secure software.
But automation isn't just about saving time and effort, is it?
No, it's also about improving accuracy and consistency as well.
Okay.
Humans are prone to error, especially when dealing with these kinds of repetitive tasks.
Right.
Automation eliminates that human factor, and it ensures that security checks and fixes are applied consistently across the entire code base.
That makes perfect sense. But wouldn't this increased automation lead to job displacement
Yeah.
for security professionals?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a common concern people have when we talk about AI.
It's an understandable concern, but I see it a little differently.
Okay.
I think automation isn't about replacing humans. It's
Yeah.
about augmenting their capabilities.
So instead of eliminating jobs, it's changing the nature of those jobs.
Exactly. Automation will free up security professionals from these tedious manual tasks, allowing them to focus on more strategic and high-level initiatives,
Okay.
things like threat modeling, security architecture design,
Okay.
and collaborating with development teams to build secure software from the ground up.
So instead of being bogged down by the day-to-day grind of vulnerability management,
Right.
they can focus on the bigger picture, becoming more like security advisors or architects.
Exactly. They can become true partners to the development team,
Mm-hmm.
guiding them on security best practices and helping them build secure applications from the outset.
This is a much more optimistic view of the impact of automation than what we often hear, I think.
Yeah.
Instead of fearing these job losses,
Yeah.
maybe we should be excited about these new opportunities
Yeah.
that automation is creating for security professionals.
I agree. It's a chance for security to become a more integral and respected part of the software development process.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a positive development for everybody involved.
Right, but let's not forget about the developers themselves. How will this increased automation benefit them?
Well, for starters, it will reduce the friction that they often experience when dealing with security.
Okay.
With automated tools like ETA and EFA security checks become more integrated into their workflow,
Mm-hmm.
providing instant feedback and guidance without slowing them down.
So it's like having a security expert looking over their shoulder,
That's right.
offering helpful advice and suggestions in real time.
Exactly. And then with EFA, the fixes themselves can be implemented automatically,
Wow.
further streamlining the process and reducing the burden on developers.
This sounds like a win-win situation for both security and development teams.
It is a win-win.
Everybody benefits from increased automation.
That's the goal. It's about breaking down those traditional silos between security and development and creating a more collaborative and efficient environment where everybody is working together to achieve the same goal-building, secure, and innovative software.
You've mentioned EFA a few times now, and I'm really curious to learn more about how it actually works. How can AI actually generate secure code fixes?
So it's a fascinating area.
Yeah.
EFA leverages some very advanced AI techniques,
Okay.
specifically deep learning models that are trained on massive data sets of code.
Okay, so this isn't just some rule-based system that's simply following a set of predefined instructions.
It's much more sophisticated than that.
All right.
These deep learning models are capable of understanding the context of the code, the nature of the vulnerability, and the best way to fix it in a way that's both secure and efficient.
So it's like having an AI-powered security expert
Right.
that can analyze code and generate fixes that are just as good, if not better, than what a human could do.
That's the goal. Now, of course, it's still early days for EFA,
Sure.
but the potential is immense.
Yeah, this has been a really insightful discussion about the transformative power of automation in application security.
It has.
But I'd love to hear your thoughts on, are there any potential downsides or challenges that organizations might face when adopting these advanced automation technologies?
Yeah, I think one potential challenge is the need for organizations to adapt their processes and workflows
Okay.
to accommodate these new tools and technologies.
Right.
Automation requires a different approach to security, and it's important for organizations to be prepared for that shift.
Right. It's not just about plugging in a new tool and expecting everything to magically improve.
Exactly. There needs to be a cultural shift as well, a willingness to embrace automation and change the way that security is integrated into the software development lifecycle.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What are some other potential challenges?
I think another challenge is the need for skilled professionals who can manage and maintain these automated systems.
Okay.
While automation can reduce the workload on security teams,
Yeah.
it doesn't eliminate the need for human expertise.
Right.
Organizations are going to need individuals who understand how these systems work, how to troubleshoot issues, and how to interpret the results that they produce.
So while automation might change the nature of security jobs, it's certainly not making those jobs obsolete.
No, not at all. In fact, it's creating new and exciting opportunities for security professionals with the right skills and knowledge.
This has been a fascinating discussion so far, and I'm really excited to continue exploring these implications of automation and application security in our final part of the deep dive.
I agree. There's so much more to discuss, and I'm looking forward to sharing some final thoughts on what this all means for the future of application security.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into AppSec AI and the future of automated application security.
It's been a really fascinating journey so far.
It really has.
Exploring, how AI and automation are changing the game for security teams and developers.
We've talked a lot about the benefits of automation,
Ah.
increased efficiency, accuracy, collaboration.
Right.
But I'm also curious about, the potential risks or downsides. Are there any concerns that we should be aware of as we kind of embrace this automated future?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's important to acknowledge that, no technology is without its risks.
Right.
I think one potential concern with automation is over-reliance.
Okay.
It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that automation is going to solve all of our security problems.
Right.
But that's simply not true.
So it's not a magic bullet.
It's not a magic bullet. You can't just set it and forget it.
Right.
Automation is a tool, a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
But it's still just a tool,
Okay.
and it needs to be used wisely
Mhm.
and in conjunction with human expertise.
Right.
We still need skilled security professionals to design and implement and oversee these automated systems
Yeah.
to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do and to interpret the results that they
That
produce.
makes sense.
Yeah.
This has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
It has.
We've gone from exploring the nuts and bolts of AI-powered automation to, contemplating these broader ethical implications.
Yeah,
What are your final thoughts for our listener?
sure.
What's the key takeaway that they should leave with?
I think the key takeaway is the future of application security is intelligent, automated, and ethical.
Okay, I like that.
AI is revolutionizing the way that we build and secure software,
Mm-hmm.
and it's offering some tremendous opportunities to improve efficiency, accuracy, and collaboration.
Right.
But as we embrace this AI-driven future, we must do so responsibly.
Yeah.
We have to ensure the AI is used ethically and in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
It's an exciting and challenging time to be in the world of application security. We have this opportunity to harness the power of AI to build a more secure future.
We do.
But it's up to us to do so wisely and ethically.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AppSec AI and the future of application security.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay secure, and keep on diving.
Wow, was that crazy. I will be monitoring these too. Check back for the next episode of Overheard, AI's talk about application security.